have this whole cease and desist order, right? Cease and desist order, right? And it's really interesting because Drake and his whole battle going on with Kendrick and everyone, he actually came out with the song, right? And he actually used an AI voice of the great Tupac Shakur, right? And now the family, the estate of Tupac is saying, I'm not feeling that. I am not feeling it. He actually had Snoop Dogg on this record as well. It's all a part of this beef that's going on. And the estate was like, no, Now, I don't want you using the voice of our great loved Tupac Shakur. Now, Drake didn't actually, he didn't put this on any streaming services. So he ain't making any money off of it, right? He just put it on his social media pages and things like that. So he wasn't making any money off of it. But the estate just doesn't like it, right? So I guess my question to you is, do you think that the family had the right, and maybe that's the wrong question, not really the right, but do you think that the family maybe should have asked Drake to cease? He had 24 hours to take this off, take it down. I don't think he did it, right? But do you think the family had a right to ask that, or do you think they should have?
I wouldn't expect the family to react any other way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, generally speaking, with celebrities, right, someone owns the estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tupac, from what we see, right, was well off financially, right? Probably made more money dead than he has alive, right? It's one of the biggest selling rap artists of all time, I think, behind J.M. I think there's someone else there, and I think Tupac falls on that. So the owners of that estate have boatloads of money.
Yeah.
So they have the right to say yay or nay on these things.
Okay.
Right? There's literally representation agents for deceased artists. Elvis has that, and any number of folks. Right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
If and I don't know, if Drake went through those channels and did it the right way legally, then so be it.
Mm-hmm.
Then that means that someone's collecting. I don't know if the folks who were complaining about it or have spoke up about it are those folks that are that manage the estate, if they're in position to say yay or nay. This could be solely their opinion and thinking that it's in bad taste.
Right.
Maybe. I can tell you as a fan, I loved it. Right?
Okay.
I loved it. The one thing I would have preferred stylistically, if it sounded, if the rap flow was a bit more like Tupac, it sounded a bit more like Drake than it did Tupac. And that was the part, right? So I started listening to it.
Yeah.
I said, technically it sounds like him, but that's not Pac's flow, right?
Okay.
Right. But it was, again, I'm for the creativity. I loved it from that standpoint. But I think the family members reacted the way that I would imagine that they would react to it, right? Like, it's their dearly departed, right? They're not fans. That's their family. That's the person that they had holiday dinners and meals with, and all of a sudden you hear this, right?
But Kay, it's not. It's AI.
Listen.
It's not their family. It's not their family member's voice.
Well, it was generated by AI, right? Right. So it's generated by AI. I get your point, right? And I think that there is a conversation to be had there to understand that what that AI is. But here's the thing. I will say this, and why it is him. If you have, right, and full disclosure, I have no professional legal background, but I would imagine, right, even the guy or gal, simple guy, gal, what have you, and a bootleg little outlet that takes a brand, a sports brand, and creates a sports brand and puts it on a t-shirt, and say it's a Yankee t-shirt, and they stand by Yankee Stadium, right?
Right.
They are in violation there's some copyright violations, right?
Mm-hmm.
The source, they created it. They created it their own themselves.
Right.
Maybe the hex code of the blue isn't exactly the same blue, but they did it. In the spirit of that, they took the logo and put it on something. To me, the AI is the same thing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like it's still someone's name, it's their image, it's their likeness. NIL, right? Like you still did that. Everyone to a man is listening to that and says, "Oh, that's Tupac. That sounds like Tupac." Right?
Yeah.
Right? So you are infringing. If you didn't do it legally, you're taking it. The source of it doesn't necessarily matter. If I drew the Incredible Hulk and published it, you know what I mean? Like I didn't take it from Marvel Comics. I didn't take the image. I wrote this myself. I drew this picture. Well, you drew a picture of the Hulk. We own that. We own his name. We own his image. We own his likeness. All of that. So in that regard, so it was him.
Yeah, and you know, listen, again, like we were talking earlier, you can sue for anything, and everyone's going to try to make money, but I do know that, you know, imitation is the highest form of flattery. So if you hear your loved one on one of the hottest rap artists out today, you know, having the thought to even put his voice or likeness of his voice on a project, I don't really care that much. I don't think, listen, Snoop heard his voice on it too. Snoop didn't trip. Yeah, Snoop is alive. Snoop actually liked it. And I do believe that if Pac was alive today, I don't think he'd have a problem with it either. I do think that it's the family, and again, they have the right to feel however you want to feel. I don't necessarily believe, Kay, that it's that, oh, they're so offended, whatever. I think it's a money thing. And I think they're trying to make some money, because I honestly, do you think that Pac would have a problem with it? Just what do you think? You think he would have?
Well, I think if Pac was alive, Pac would be on it.
Yeah,
so,
probably would be on it. Right.
Be on it. So I think he would have a problem with it, because it would be like, well,
well, if he was alive, yes, he would be on it. Right. So if Drake, he would have been. Maybe, we don't know. Right.
Yeah, I think so. But Pac, to me, from a little bit that I understand him to be, kind of railed against the machine, right? So the idea that big business would take an artist's voice and all this other stuff to, you know, to cash in. And granted, you could say, well, Drake did it, but Drake's got, which one is it? Is it Universal? I think it's Universal.
Yeah, right.
Like, they're the real winners in all of this. And I don't see Pac, man of the people, whoop-de-whoop, being down with it. Just to answer your question, I don't necessarily. You don't see
him being down with it. You don't think he would have been on it.
I don't think he would have liked it. I don't think he would have liked it. In my opinion, and which is zero. Like, I don't know anything.
Right.
I don't know anything.
Okay.
I had to listen. I had the pleasure meeting Pac once. Maybe twice. I think I met him once.
Right.
Or should I say, no, I think the proper way is I've seen him twice, like in person.
Right.
This is years ago. And this was, the first time I met him, he wasn't even Pac. He was still with Digital Underground.
Right.
So I don't know the man, right?
Right.
I don't know the man.
Right.
But so I'm a fan like everyone else, but I just feel like it's just based off the microscopic portion of him that I do think I know. And I don't think he would be in favor of it. But I'll say this, Jay. I think some of the pushback or some of the noise we hear around this directed towards Drake, because the truest or the traditionalists feel like Drake opened up Pandora's box by doing this AI thing, right? Now you see what you just did. Now are we going to get the new Nipsey? Are we going to get the new Biggie? No. Are we going to get the on and on and on?
Technology. It's technology. It's AI. Right.
But this is from the truest, right? The ones that think that you shouldn't have a ghostwriter. You shouldn't, things that rap battles have got to be real to be authentic. Right. So I think there's a community of those folks, right?
Okay.
I think we've talked about this in past episodes or just in our personal lives.
Yeah.
I'm for it, man. Like, I think the entertainment value's there.
Yeah.
So as long as the people who should be getting compensated for it are getting compensated for it. It's the one thing that I have no no sympathy on, right?
Right.
If whoever owns the Tupac estate,
Right.
and Shakur's not even around, so I don't know where the stuff's going to.
Right. Yeah. And the mom's dead.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
yeah. So there's got to be maybe some relatives.
Yeah.
And I think what you're saying is great. Like I like creativity, and I think that's what Drake is. He advances, this industry, and he's the hottest guy in the game right now, rapping wise, and he's just putting this into play, and he's using AI to help him with his music. It's not like he needs the help, but it's creative, right? And it's interesting, it's fun. I mean, Snoop was on the radio the next day talking about, oh man, I heard I was on this song, and he loved it. So I personally don't think that Pac would have had a problem with it, but we disagree on that. But I think, again, I guess my problem is the family wanting to make money off of it, and like you're saying, they should, and that's fine. But if it's really bothering them on an emotional level, then I get it, I understand. I just think, hey, listen, have fun with it. He's resting in peace right now. Let's have some fun. Let Drake make his music and do his thing. All right?
Good deal.
All right?
Yeah.